Hello, how's everybody doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I am not going to be on too long. I'm just going to talk about in Abrabo Nsem, you know, what are some of the things, that is hindering growth and change in our community. So, being that I don't have that much time, music is a good sensory for the mind, body, and soul. Um, but I'm going to go into the discussion. I'm going to play my jingle. Let me just get the jingle. The jingles. Uh, Do I even have it now? No, 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 no. Okay. The jingles is missing on me. So let me see. Why is this thing not working? All right. So let me. Where's my jingle? All right. So I guess the jingle is has disappeared on me. I'll play it next time. So I'm just gonna go into talking about some of the things that are hindering growth and change in our society and community. Nneɛma a esi yɛn mu bebree kwan ɛwɔ yɛ community no mu ne yɛ society no. I mean, most of us knows what hinder is, but I'm gonna give the definition anyway. Um, Hinder and the present participle is hindering, and is to create difficulties for open bracket. We have someone or something close bracket, resulting in delay or obstruction. Welcome, my dear. Akomu Edison. And then, some of the similar, is having a setback, being baffled, inhabit, slow down, halt, set, block, stop, restrict, and so forth. That's like, hindering your blessing, hindering everything. So, some of the elements to this hinders, does include enablement, double standards, blaming games, excuses, giving reasons, lies, manipulations, lack of knowledge, because some people refusing to learn anything at all because they are satisfied with what they have been taught growing up. They don't want to learn anything new in their life. They just want to do what they feel has been is working for them. Majority of the time it's not going so well for many men and many women. Also settling for less. There are some women, because of their age, they feel like they getting too old. So what they do is that any man that comes along, they will settle with that man. They don't look for characteristic. Well, if that man has money and will be able to take care of them, they are good with that. So they settle for less. There are some women who have a lot of capabilities, they have a lot of abilities, but because they have this crazy love for a certain person, a certain man, they will kind of like put their um, future on hold for that man. And then when the men find themselves and plant their feet, they will tell them that she is not. their class, and it happens a lot for many people. So you have, some people settling for less. And then lack of accountabilities. We have so many people, men, women alike, family within families, circle of friends, in our working communities, like all around, you have people who are selective on who to like hold accountable for their action and who not to hold accountable for their action. Um, Accountability is something that lack in our society and community because, like, is whom you know. And a lot of family members, friends, people that we know, neighbors, are getting away with so many wrong things. There are some family members, neighbors, people that we know who are molesters, even within churches. They are molesters, there are pedophiles, um, there are rapists, um, there are con artists, armed robberies, like, just name it within our society community that are getting away with so much things because some of the people within our community society chooses to look the other way. So of course, if they're getting away with it, why should they stop? They're not going to stop. Corruption, bribery, so many other things. Some of the hindrance also include um, dependency. We have a lot of women in our community society who feels that is a man's job to take care of their rather Isaac Bako Yamisha. It's a man's job to take care of women. So some women, some of us are independent, hard working women, we don't deal with foolishness. If we have developed effective communication, so we will have discussion in regards to things that are going right and things that are going wrong, and we also hold our men or our family members who does wrong accountable. We don't deal with foolishness. A lot of men do not uh, do not like, or maybe they are intimidated by independent women because they feel like that person, they know that this person is not going to deal with my bullshit, and that's how it should be because everyone needs to be held accountable. Women, men, we all need to be held accountable. Our children, family members, friends, co-workers, whomsoever. Wrong is wrong, so it should not be condoned. But within our society and community, when it comes to enablement, we are good with that. When it comes to double standards, yeah, they go here when it's nice and cool, and then or lukewarm when it gets hot. We jump for some of us jump into the other side. They go back and forth. It's like if you have a family member in your within the family who is a molester, and many of them knows that this family member is a molester. Nobody will say nothing. They will not report to the police. They will just keep having them do it as long as it's not their child. But if it's another family member's child, or if it's a friend, a neighbor's child, they will watch things to happen without saying anything. And this person will continue to do it until thy kingdom come because they do not want to embarrass their family. That kind of enablement, you know, hinder growth and change. So a lot of times, many family members and people, like, they will put the blame on someone else because they do not want to admit that they are wrong and they evil and they wicked. If it's not my child, I'm not going to say anything. And those are some of the hinders, within our community. Also, like, with the exception of enablement, double standards, blaming games, excuses, giving reasons, lying, lies, manipulation, lack of knowledge, settling for less, lack of accountability, dependency. There's also greed. Greediness also play part in the hindering of growth and change in our community. You have a family member who has established, and you have others who has not established themselves. Instead of speaking, developing effective communication. Hi everybody, hi everybody doing? Thank you. Instead of basically developing effective communication to talk to a family member or friend who has been successful, to find out how they did it, for you also to have a realistic plan and start establishing for yourself. Many family members, or some family members and friends, they will go into juju, voodoo, or, like, try to uh, take the person out of the way by taking their life, having them killed through an accident or sickness. I mean, the evilness, the dysfunctionalness, um, the wickedness in humanity's mind. They say you have to fear human than the dead, because the dead cannot do nothing to you. Kuku seku, onipa hu ye hu, aboa bi bɛka wo a na ɛfiri wo ntoma mu. So, like, you have this kind of thing. So with the greediness, they don't want to work for it, but they want somebody else to work, and then they will take the person out of the way. There are some family members, they don't have any property, they don't establish any life, they don't have any life. But once they take the other family member out, they want to inherit their properties. Yɛwɔ abusuafoɔ bi a ɔmo no ɔmo baa wiase no ɔmo mmɔ bra o. Ɔmo bra a ɔmo bɔ ne sɛ nnuro so, ɔmo kɔ ndurunduro so, na te sɛ abusuani bi a wayɛ yie anaasɛ watu kwan ne yɛku no afiri hɔnom. Yɛku no firi hɔnom a, n'agyapadeɛ no ebia ne yɛde ɔno adi nipa no a wawu no adeɛ. Nti no, ɔbɛkɔ kɔɔto da biara, ɔnkɔ kɔɔto sɛ ɔkɔ gye n'agyapadeɛ o, ɔkɔko n'agyapadeɛ ho. Ɔkɔ kɔɔto sɛ ɔkɔ na wayɛ, yɛfrɛ no sɛn, wakɔko obi agyapadeɛ a wayɛ asi hɔnom. Also, enviousness. Enviousness nso is part of the hinder that prevent growth and change. Jealousy. Some people will speak in terms of a little jealousy is good. No type of jealousy is good. Jealousy, any human being, any man or woman who tends to be jealous, jealousy is a negative feeling. It does exist, and people who tends to be jealous, they have lack of low self-esteem. They do not believe in themselves. This type of people, when you're friends with someone who's also always jealous, you will not learn anything that will add to your life. In fact, they will take things away from you. They will put ideas, evil and wicked ideas in your head, whereas they will cause you to be envious of a family member, a friend, or, be kind of like be greedy in what other people have established. So people who are jealous, they're not in my circle of friends. I mean, I'm sure there are some of them in there, but there's always going to be a few of them who will, like, kind of fall through the crack, but their behavior and how like they talk, and the things that they do will show you, so you can gradually remove yourself from that person's circle of friends. Some of the hinders that prevent growth and change within our society and community also include comparison. We have some, especially most women who are in relationship and marriages, they tend to compare their relationships and marriages with other people's relationships and marriages. I mean, this will hinder growth and change. Those other couples are not you and your partner. So you need to focus on what are some of the things that are not going right in your relationship and marriages, and find solutions, not just one, multiple solutions as to how you can build your relationship. You can build your relationship and your marriage from toxic, unhealthy to healthy, everlasting, loving, caring, supportive, and so many other positive coping skills, relationship and marriage. There are trillions positive coping skills. We cannot learn all of them. We cannot learn all of them. However, we can learn some of them that we need, something like effective communication, mutual respect, being loyal, being committed to your relationship, your marriage, or your life, having self love, self esteem, um, self care, self doing self assessment, having self discipline, and self everything. You need to be able to establish that in your life, so you won't go through broken heart or be shocked or like have to die premature death because someone um, did hurt you, or someone inflict pain on you, or like you have to very much go into relationship out of desperation. So comparison is not good in relationship, in life in general, in marriages. Do not compare yourself with other people because you are uniquely made. We are all different. We think differently. Our level of understanding and emotional intelligence are totally different. If you do not agree with somebody's view, that's okay. That doesn't necessarily mean that the person is wrong. You just have to do your very best and be the best version of your partner in everything that you do. If you are single, just do your best to survive and live your life and be happy for what you have accomplished and the person that you are. Some of the hindering also goes into competition, unnecessary petty competition. Like if you do not have money or you are not financially stable and you see a friend, a family member always wearing different things, new things on a daily basis, do not compete with that person because you will not be able to compete with that person. Don't go and borrow money because you want to keep up with someone who is financially stable, has established something, they have a place to live. You renting, and yet you have um, gotten a loan because you want to compete with someone. You bought a car that you cannot afford. Uh, Comparison, competing with someone is not a life that you want to build into your life. We have to do things that makes us happy and things that um, establish success in the future. When you basically, when you retire, you have something set for you, investing for the future, for the now, the present, and the future. Like you have to enjoy. Don't wait for somebody. to build their empire for you to go and acquire through juju, and voodoo stuff. Also, some of the hinders and in for to that prevent growth and change in our community and society also uh, has to do with pretense. You're not somebody, but you pretend to be someone that you're not. Especially when it comes to relationships and marriages and friendship in general. You have some people who pretend to be a good person. Meanwhile, that person is working against you. They show you their teeth, they laugh with you, they have fun with you, they give you bad advices, but in your mind, they're giving you good advices. So you have a lot of pretense in our community and society. Some people, they just, nobody's born evil, but some people are evil because they learn that poor characteristic. Secrecy, secrecy in relationships and marriages, friendship within families and people that you close to, that also hinder growth and change in our communities. So make sure you're not one of those people who is always secretive. There are some things that you shouldn't be like broadcasting it to the world, but when you're in a relationship, when you are married, when you have a good friendship with someone that you care for, do not hide things from them. You have to be transparent and making sure that you are supportive to that person and also supporting yourself. Selfishness is also something that hinder growth and change within our society community, because we have some people, if it's not me now, it can be you, right? So like whatever they would do to destroy that, is really something that a lot of people do that. Nti no te sɛ asɛm a meka, nneɛma a ɛsi yɛn mu bebree kwan sɛ yɛbɛsua adeɛ na yɛafiri asetena bɔne mu na yɛakɔ asetena pa mu no. Change requires time, patience, and also strategic, realistic plan. You start from the base. Ɛyɛ sɛ wohyɛ aseɛ foforɔ. Even so woaduru baabi a ɛyɛ sɛ wohyɛ aseɛ foforɔ na woabuild yourself gradually. Nti mmerɛ bɛdane a ɛyɛ sɛ wonya ntoboaseɛ na woyɛ deɛ ɛyɛ sɛ woyɛ. Realistic plan, mehu sɛ dɛ nka wɔ akyi no. But nneɛma bebree a ɛsɛe yɛfrɛ no sɛ enyi ne nsesaeɛ wɔ yɛ society ne community mu no. Ebi ne sɛ ɔmofoa nsɛmfo ne nsɛmtantan, nsɛm a ɛnyɛ. Obi a panyintɔ bi a ɔwɔ abusua mu anaasɛ adamfoɔ bi anaasɛ nnipa bi a ɔte bɛn yɛn no, ɔfa nkwadaa. Ebinom nso yɛwɔ pedophile, mmarima a wɔfa nkwadaa mmarima. Wɔn no wɔmpɛ nkwadaa mma. Nkwadaa mmarima na wɔfa wɔn, molest wɔn. Wɔn no pedophiles. Ɛna mmaa nso a mmaa a molest wɔfa nkwadaa mma. Wɔsɛ wɔn abrabɔ kakra. Ɛna obi nso wɔ hɔnom a onim sɛ ɛnyɛ ne ba nti no, abusuani bi bɛ nti no, ɛmfa ne ho koraa. Double standards. Ɔno a ɔnyɛ nwu, ɔno a ɔnyɛ hye, ɔkɔ ha ne ha. Sɛ ɔkɔ ha na ha yɛ hye a na wagya mpo aba ha sei, anaasɛ yɛ lukewarm a ɔbɛstay hɔnom kakra. Ɔmo a te sɛ bi a wonim sɛ abusuani bi yɛ awengaa a na wokɔ police station ɛkɔ report a, na wo a wakɔyɛ the right thing no, wayɛ deɛ ɛyɛ sɛ woyɛ no, na wo abɛyɛ nipa bɔne. Saa double standards no, woyɛ a nkosi, nkɔda deɛ ɔbɛyɛ biara no, ɛmfa yie. Blaming games. te sɛ instead sɛ yɛnyi na yɛbɛsua adeɛ foforɔ a ɛbɛboa yɛn na yɛde aka nea yɛnim a ɛboa yɛn no ho no. Yɛno deɛ yɛmpɛ saa ade no, yɛnyɛ. Da biara no, sɛ nneɛma nkɔ yie a, yɛde kɔ yɛn teteyɛ mu. Wosua no na wonni choice, but woanyi no, ɛdeɛn na ɛprevent wo from sɛ wobɛsua biribi foforɔ na wode abɔ wo bra. Nneɛma a ɛnyɛ aban asɛdeɛ koraa mpo a yɛse sɛ aban na ɛhwɛ yɛn, anaasɛ aban na ɛtete yɛn mma ma yɛn. Yɛn mma kɔ school na sɛ wɔkɔdi nsɛmho ne nsɛmfo, sɛ wɔkɔdi wɔn ho, wɔbɛyɛ sexually active na wɔba social media bɛkeka nsɛmfo ne nsɛmtantan a, yɛse ɛna aban ɛna ama no ɛba saa. Ɛnyɛ aban na ɛtete yɛn mma, yɛn awofoɔ no na ɛyɛ sɛ yɛtete yɛn mma. Nti no, da biara no, obi a awofo bɔnefoɔ no ɛna wɔn da biara no, wɔde asɛm hyɛ obi foforɔ, anaasɛ nnipa a wɔnni botae biara si wɔn ani so na wɔmpɛ mmerɛ no, wɔn na da biara nneɛma nkɔ yie a wɔngye mba wɔn ho. Wɔyɛ a wɔse, aban anyɛ sei, anaasɛ me wɔfa bi anyɛ sei, anaasɛ me nua bi wɔ sika wanyɛ sei. Blaming games no, anaasɛ ɛna it goes into sɛ excuses ne ɔbɛma reasons, because when you give excuses na woma wo ho reason to be stagnant. Nti no wontumi nyi anaasɛ wontumi nsesa da. Da biara wo biribi nkɔ yie no, obi na ayɛ. Yɛfie abayifoɔ, mmerewa a ɛwɔ yɛ fie, wɔn na da biara wɔbrɛ. Nneɛma bebree nso a ɛmma te sɛ enyi ne nsesaeɛ ɛmma yɛ community ne society no mu nso no, ɛno nso bi ka ho. Ntorɔ, kɔnkɔnsa, te sɛ nneɛma na wode ɛsesa nnipa adwene, ade a wontumi nyɛ, wo so wobɛtumi ayɛ. Manipulation, adesua a yɛn mu bebree mpɛ sua, because obi wɔ hɔnom a ɔno no wayɛ n'adwene sɛ wɔnsua adeɛ. Deɛ wɔbɛyɛ biara ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wɔbɛsua adeɛ. Nti no, woyɛ dɛn a woboa no, woyɛ ne dɛn, woma no sika, obɛdi. Ade a woammerɛ ho no, wodi a wodi no nkwaseadeɛ mu, wonni ne nyansa mu. Deɛ wayɛ ɛsam n'anim fifiri, ɔno na wɔyɛ adeɛ a ɔdwen ho, because wɔbrɛ yɛ ansa na wɔnya. Deɛ woammerɛ no, ɔndwen saa ade no ho. Nti no, wompɛ adesua a da biara nneɛma bɛka akyire. Informal and formal education, ɛho hia. Ade a meyɛ is informal education. I'm sharing information and then I'm taking on any contribution that comes through. Brother Aaron, apɔmu te sɛ nyame nhyira wo. Nti no, te sɛ like nneɛma bebree wɔ hɔnom a most of the time no, yɛndwen saa nneɛma no ho sɛ ɛboa yɛn anaasɛ ɛmmoa yɛn. Saa pɛpɛɛpɛ. Nti no, te sɛ ntorɔ na te sɛ woka nneɛma a nhia nsɛ mfata, ɛnyɛ ɛno na ɛhaw, nso no wose ɛno na ɛhaw. Anokorɛ, reason ne manipulation, yɛmpɛ adesua. Ɛna obi nso wɔ hɔnom a ɛsiane sɛ ɔmpɛ adwuma yɛ na wɔmpɛ mmerɛ nti no, obi a ɔbɛba biara na wafa. Yɛn mmaa bebree, obi wɔ hɔnom a bɛrima na ɔmpɛ no, but ɛsiane sɛ wɔnni nti no, ɔbɛfa saa bɛrima no saa, anaasɛ bɛrima no wɔ sika, anaasɛ bɛrima no ho ɔfɛ, anaasɛ bɛrima no die mu, ɛkɔ yie ma no nti no, sɛ bɛrima no wɔ suban o, ɔnni suban o, wɔne ne bɛtena, settling for less. Ɛno no yɛ obi ayɛ nsɛmfo ne nsɛmtantan no, yɛmpɛ sɛ yɛbɛhold that person accountable. Lack of accountability. Yɛyɛ selective. Ahiafoɔ ne vulnerable people ɛna da biara yɛhold them accountable. Asikafoɔ ne wɔn a wɔn ne mu kasa na wɔn ɛwɔ adwemmɔne no, wɔn no every time biara no, yɛnka wɔn asɛm. Wɔn asɛm ɔyɛ wrong wɔ koraa mpo no a ɔdi bem. Te sɛ mpanyinfoɔ no bi nso yɛse akwaraa ne panyin nya asɛm a akwaraa ne di fo. Enti no ɛkɔba ne saa akwaraa no sɛ akwaraa no asɛm ɛna ɛyɛ o ɛnyɛ o. Panyin no n'asɛm nyɛ koraa mpo no a yɛbu panyin no bem, which is very wrong because I don't even know why that is. Enti ne yɛn mpanyinfoɔ no bi no sɛbisɛbi gyimie wɔ wɔn mu no, nyansa biara nni wɔn mu. Nti no, afei nso no, nneɛma bi nso a esi kwan ma onyin ne nsesaeɛ ba yɛ society ne community no mu no yɛ sɛ yɛde mmaa a wɔde wɔn ho to mmarima so bebree esiane sɛ yɛtete wɔn yɛse barima na ɛhwɛ mmaa, ɛna mmarima no bi nso no a mmɔ wɔn ho mmɔden. Wɔn nso no, saa dependency no ha adwene. Wɔn a wɔn ani bere adeɛ, wɔn a hwene mu bɔ wɔn, wɔn a wɔn ani yɛfrɛ no sɛn wɔn ani bere adeɛ wɔn hwene mu bɔ wɔn, wɔn a te sɛ n'adeɛ nkɔ yie a anaasɛ ɔwɔ relationship awareɛ mu a ɔde ne awareɛ ɔne ne kunu anaasɛ ɔne ne yere awareɛ ɛto obi ne ne kunu ne ne yere nso ho awareɛ. Ɛno no ɛna woyɛ a w'awareɛ ɛnyin da because wonnim kwan a saa couples no wɔfaa so aduru hɔnom. Ade pa biara ehia adwumayɛ. Yɛwɔ adwumayɛ paa wɔ yɛn ho. Bere a Odo a apɔmu te sɛn? Nyame nhyira mo. Obiara nti no te sɛ wowɔ wotwe mpena anaasɛ wowɔ awareɛ mu na da biara wode wo ho to obi nso awareɛ ne ne mpratwe mu a, mo awareɛ ne mo mpratwe no munnyin da biara na esi baabi esi a. No nso ɛna nneɛma a ɛnsɛ mfata, petty stuff, competing, unnecessary competition. Kyerɛ sɛ it's so wrong. It will hinder you ɛwɔ relationship mu. Ɛma wonnyi da biara wodeɛ woyɛ akwaraa ɛwɔ relationship mu w'abrabɔ mu, w'awareɛ mu. Esiane sɛ you comparing, competing. Wɔn nso a wɔn ahyia wo a wɔn ma wo behaviour baako nso no asɛ wɔyɛ nso na wɔnyɛ kyerɛ sɛ wo tamfo papapapapa. Pretense. Wɔn a wɔnka nokorɛ no, wɔde nneɛma siesie wɔn ho kafoɔ, wɔn abusuafoɔ esiane sɛ wɔnnim nokorɛ ka. Ntorɔ. Obi tumi di ntorɔ agye ne ntorɔ di. Ɛna wɔn nso a wɔn ani bere adeɛ no ɔno no sɛ ɛnyɛ ɔno na wanya deɛ a obi nnya. Ɔde n'abusuani, ne ho kafoɔ bɛkɔ aduro so sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ɔbɛwu na wanya ne deɛ. Nti no saa nneɛma no ɛna hinder your success. Enti to conclude no, there are challenges, struggles, and difficulties that most of us faces at some point in our lives. But such inflection should not define us or prevent us from growth. Instead, it should empower us to achieve bigger things in the years ahead. When you don't have things planned or you don't have any realistic goals, start proactively to figure out what are some of the things that makes you happy, what are some of the things that you want to see in the next couple of months or in the next year or two. Every year or every 2 years or up to every 5 years is really important and crucial for women, men, mothers, fathers, uncles, aunties, grandparents, children, everyone to really sit down and assess their life, where you were before, where you are now, and where you want to go. Because it don't matter, struggles and challenges and difficulties is part of life. sometimes it's really difficult. Like you need support from a family member or someone in order for you to move from point A to point B, which happen. But make sure that you, as a human being, as a person, as a woman, as a man, you establish for yourself so you don't end up being in that circumstances. Um, None of us can reverse things ourselves. Um, or our loved ones, friends and other people have endured in the past. We cannot reverse that, you know. So, but we each have the power to find ways to manage to our best abilities by letting go of any bad experiences, then reform our mind to grow and succeed in the years ahead. That's something we have to like pause. Hey, brother Nana, see do that. I have missed you rough, 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 rough. I've almost saying, make a neoma a see a quine, ye mu bebre quine, ye di any ana say, ye this is Abrabo. And your money be a macane say, enablement, double standards, blaming games, excuses, giving reasons, lies, manipulation, lack of knowledge, settling for less, lack of accountability, dependency, greed, enviousness, jealousy, comparison, competition, pretense, being secretive, um, having selfish interest. How many of you, sister, fine, 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 my sister. Well, yeah, that you who I say, what about back to New York and that's what that's all Ghana. Nti saa nneɛma no na meka ho asɛm na meka sɛ abrabɔ no te sɛ ɛyi duru baabi a ɛtumi yɛ den ɛna ɛyi te sɛ saa challenges, struggles ne difficulties no obiara go through that. So see the face and the lips nko a shy me dey gyaa me how ɛyɛ chapstick ɛyɛ a lip gloss na mede aka me dey gyaa me. Hey, na snow bi ɛtɔ first snow in 2021 rather than me coming auntie. Oh, you still in Ghana? Hey, uchilio. Means me patcho means any si camera na over what I tell you abrɛ me. Tata you the over to me the asha bag in abrɛ me, right? Me pata you rough. Ɛna me unua bɛrima nso mede deɛ aka mɛwe kakra bi na mede deɛ aka ama ayi unua. Well, nyame nka wo ho, why? Na wo ba nso ani nyame mbra. Te sɛ sɛ wo ba wontua any COVID yi anaasɛ sɛ wokɔ yɛ saa test no still. Ɛyɛ asɛm o. Enti no ɛna meka sɛ saa challenges ne struggles ne difficulties na ɛwɔ yɛ abrabɔ mu no, we face something even when you lose a loved one, ɛna brother Nana Esiedu Dako, my deepest condolence for your loss, nyame ɛnka wo ho nhyɛ wo den wo ne abusuafoɔ nyinaa na ma nso no ɔmfa ne kra nsi yie. This is part of the challenges and the difficulties that we experience in life when we lose a loved one. And I'm sure, like we have family member who had been sick, not because of COVID, but we do have some family members or friends or people whose family are going through challenges and difficulties because of COVID-19 pandemic, who has taken so much life. So all this stuff, is part of the challenges, struggles, and difficulties that most of us faces. I'm sure every single person in this world have lost someone that they care for dearly, and when it comes now, this kind of inflection, we cannot go back and change it. Never. We cannot change time, but we should not allow that to define us. Ɛni kwan sɛ yɛmaa no si yɛ kwan ne yɛbɔ yɛ bra sɛnea yɛsɛ yɛbɔ no no. Loved ones no a ɔmo ɛne yɛn nni wiase bi mu no, yɛde ɔmo to yɛn akoma mu. Because most times no wokae nnipa bi a wodɔ no a, ayɛ a nneɛma bi a afotuo bi a ɔde ama wo anaasɛ nneɛma bi a ɔmo te aseɛ na ɔmo yɛ no, ɛtumi de sedeɛ even though wodi awerɛhoɔ nso ɛtumi de sedeɛ ɛti w'ano anaasɛ ɛhyɛ wo nkuran, ɛhyɛ wo den ɛwɔ ɔbra a wobɔ no mu nti no we just need to find ways and means, to move on. Growth and change no yɛ adeɛ bi a ɛboa paa. But sɛ yɛyɛ nneɛma bi a it will just give us the strength to move on, to keep pressing forward. Adeɛ sɛ wo maame, wo papa, wo nua, wo dɔ ɛkyerɛ wo nneɛma bi a ɛboa wo wɔ abrabɔ mu a, sɛ ɔmo ɛda so te ase anaasɛ ɔmo nte ase a, still hold on to that. Ɛboa paa. Mekae sɛ me maame nua panyin, me wɔfa panyin, na ɔte ase. Ebi wɔ hɔ nom ɔka asɛm a na yɛsere no. Bi wɔ hɔ a nsɛm bi wɔ hɔ a ɔbɛka a yɛtie, bi wɔ hɔ nso ɔka a na yɛato akone. Asɛm a na ɔtaa ka paa ne sɛ, seesei no ne nsɛm a wɔreka no yɛngye nto mu o, but owu firi wiase a yɛbɛbɔ ne din. Ɛno koraa mpo no, as a teenager no, ɔkaa na masere because na mente asɛm no a ɔreka no ase. Saa time no na mente wiase ase ne ɔbra ase. Nokorɛ asɛm ni. Me wɔfa no firi mu over 20 years ni. Every time biara sɛ yɛredi abusua mu nkɔmmɔ ne abusuani a na ɔwɔ abusua mu a ɔbɔ ne ho mmɔden na wɔestablish so many things na n'anim bere adeɛ na kyerɛ sɛ ne yieyɛ mu ne nneɛma a ɛnkɔ yie no wɔmfa nkɔhyɛ ne nteteyɛ mu ne ne school a wɔkɔɔyɛ. Hold people accountable. Na ɔmfa nneɛma nsie n'adɔfo, ne nuanom. Na afei nso no, ɔnyɛ ne ho sɛ wɔyɛ nnipa bi a wɔyɛ. Ɔno no, sɛnea wɔteɛ no wɔ n'ahendi mu no, saa nso na ɔteɛ wɔ efie n'abusua mu. Ɔmprotendi biribiara. Ɔncompare n'abrabɔ to anybody. Ne biribi a wanya no, ɔno ara na wayɛ adwuma ɛna wɔestablish. N'ani mbere obi adeɛ. N'ani nni obi adeɛ mu. Ɛna obi nya biribi a anaasɛ abusuani bi nya biribi a na me wɔfa no, Nana Fori, n'anim kyɛ sɛ wɔno koraa ɛyɛ ne dɛ koraa mpo sɛ wɔn nso wɔatumi aestablish. Ɛna ɔno nso na ɔwɔ abadɔyɛ. Ɔyɛ barima nso no ɔpɛ sɛ ne mma nyinaa kɔ school because ɔno wankɔ school. Nso ne mma no bi no, ɔmo si school amoa ɔmo nti no ɔmo ankɔ school. Nokorɛ mu ni, me wɔfa no firi mu no, ɛna asɛm a wɔkaeɛ no, ɛda hɔ pɛfɛɛ. Yɛka nsɛm bi wɔ hɔ a yɛdi nkɔmmɔ a da biara yɛbɔ saa me wɔfa no din sɛ Nana te ase a, anka wei mba, anka sei mba. Nso tam a ɔte aseɛ no, na yɛnhu saa ade pa no a wayɛ ne abusua no nkabɔ mu. So nti no, but sɛ yɛntumi nsesa mmerɛ, we can never bring him back. But deɛ wɔkyerɛ yɛn wɔ yɛn nkwalaaberɛ mu no, mekae nneɛma nsɛm a wɔkae ne deɛ na wɔyɛ mmɔdenbɔ a wɔbɔ nyinaa no, mekae ne nyinaa. Ɔno no, saa me independence a m'awofo mu embed in me no, me maame ne me papa nteteyɛ a ɔmo tetee me sɛ wɔbaa ɛyɛ sɛ ɔbɔ wo ho mmɔden, wokɔ school na woyɛ adwuma. Mɛnka sɛ ɛyɛ sɛ barima na ɛhwɛ wo. Nti no, na wayɛ ɔbaa anihafoɔ, wommɔ wo ho mmɔden da biara no wo expecte sɛ w'abusua barima a wo ne no wɔ hɔ na ɛyɛ sɛ wɔhwɛ wo. Da biara no yɛma yɛn mmarima yi bi brɛ. yɛtwe ɔmo ha ɛtwe ɔmo ha, mmarima yi bi wu ntɛm ɛsiane sɛ adwendwen ɛne wɔhaw a ɔmo mmaa bi ɛde to ɔmo so. Brother Yabrefi, Drew got more. Drew got mad love. Mini abema medasi nyame nhyira. Nti no te sɛ saa losing the loved ones, we keep them in our heart. Me offer we free mu over 20 years ni, but there be a Nsem bebree kind ne be team. I know say I can never get him back. Me travel ba abrochire, me ntimi anko back to Ghana. Ofiri mu ansa na me call Ghana. Nti no me free Ghana no. He never. That was the last time. The last time I saw him was 1990. I did not see him again. Nti no to say, but see timi eyusu saa efutuo ɛne nsɛmpa adekyerɛ pa a yɛabusuafoɔ binom, yɛ maamenom, yɛ papanom, yɛadɔfonom bi de kyerɛ yɛn a they no longer with us no, na yɛde empower ourselves. Ɛsiane sɛ yɛntumi reverse time, yɛntumi mfa wɔn nsa mma wiase. Nti no yɛ pass and if we have bad past experience now, we shouldn't let that hinder us from growing or to change in our life, because emwa ewo kwan bia so see fa kwan pa so empower ourselves to manage things our best abilities. Now you move on with our life. In life there are always and there is always going to be people who are plotting against us, people who will be envious against us, people who will be jealous against us, people who will not want the best for us. But that should not stop us from achieving greater things, because nobody can be like you. We are all built and born into this world with unique abilities. So we need to figure out what we're good at and do better in everything. We need to stay focused always and do not allow someone else unintelligent decisions to distract us from what we are capable of, what we can do. For me, I believe in values, and I know most of you believe in values. So those who do not have values, most of them, they lack of many productive coping skills and tools to function productively. There are some people in this world now, if they don't have someone, if someone else do not direct them now, they will not be able to function at all. So I am going to leave you guys here. It's time for me to go get my kids their breakfast and get them ready for school, and for me to also get ready for work. I start work in an hour and 49 minutes. My kids, one starts school in 48 minutes, and the other one starts school in an hour and 20 minutes. So I will leave you guys here. We should not allow any of the certain condition that I mentioned to hinder our growth and change, because life is how we make it. So we each have to learn from each other, learn for better things, acquire knowledge, stop following foolish fools, and do the best that we can. Things we don't know, we seek for it. You acquire information, you research, and when you get information, please, when you get information, don't just apply. First of all, take time, exercise patience, assess, what you assess everything that you have learned, process it, let it sink in, deprogram your mind. Things that have not or has not worked for you for years, do not settle with what you have that is not adding to your life. Once you deprogram, you reprogram your mind, then you apply the new coping skills that will add to your life little by little, one day at a time. Do self motivation, have self love, self values, um, build your self confidence, love yourself, do self care, self work, self everything. This way, you do not lack of anything. Nobody is perfect. We will never be perfect, but our imperfection should allow us to should give us room to do better in life. One love to you guys always. One love. Take care of yourself. Be safe. Make sure with this pandemic going on, COVID-19 pandemic is real. Let's do social distancing. Also, um, wearing our mask and washing our hands, maintaining productive, good hygiene by washing our hands thoroughly. Now, like today is like how you may call it, first day like snow. We have snow, so I'm going to go and see how the snow is. Oh my gosh, let me see. Let me see. Let's go see outside. I'm going to show you guys the snow. I turn off the light in here, so let's go see the snow. The snow. The snow. Snow. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. I cannot even show it. Hold on. Let me stand it this way. You guys see the snow? First snow in 2021. Thank God I'm working from home, so I do not need to go shovel no snow or like clean my car. I make sure I have parking last night and I left space in there. Look at that. Woo-hoo. It is freaking cold. Uh, I'll see maybe later on. I have the kids. Later on, I have the kids after school. I'll have them come and put on some pants and stuff and come play in the snow, you know. So it's like first snow in New York. Yeah, yeah. But I'm working from home, so I'm just going to like stay in bed, um, and set up my laptop and do my paperwork, call some parents, you know, making sure that like I cut up with my paperwork and get the kids ready for their 100% remote learning school. Since March, my kids have not gone to school premises because I'm making sure that American has their hand on the pandemic, and I know my kids are safe before I have them go to the school premises. So you guys be safe. Later on, we're going to play in the snow fight for family time. I cannot wait, but I thank God I don't need to go in the snow and get my car ready, warm up my car, and shovel the snow off the car. Because you get a ticket if you don't clean all the snow off your car and you drive in, because you can cause accident if you leave some snow on top of your car and the wind blow. It can get into somebody's windshield that will blind that person for a little bit and cause an accident. So you need to make sure if you working and you need to go to work and you driving, you clean off all the snow off your car and not cause any
chaos or accident because of your negligence, and your laziness. So I don't have to shovel snow. I do not have to clean off my car. So you guys have a good one. Be safe and have a blessed February, first day of February. Bye bye. Love you guys and one love always. I have part of my house the light is off, so I don't want to go into the dark. um, I don't feel like turning that light on. I don't want to wake the kids up yet. I'm gonna make their breakfast, then once I finish with the breakfast, I will wake them up for them to start their morning routine and get ready for school. So you guys be safe. Mwah.